Good morning, my dear friends. I hope you all are doing great. So, dear friends, let us start with some problems on equilibrium, my dear friends. Whatever you have read till now, okay, we will be doing some problems based on that. Have a look. The rate constants are forward and backward reactions are 8.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 and 2.38 into 10 to the power minus 4. These are the rate constants for forward reaction and backward reaction, my dear friends. So what we have to do? The equilibrium constant is, we have to find out equilibrium constant. And if you remember, I have already told you, my dear friends, let me take one chemical reaction here, okay? Let us suppose if I have with me A plus B gives me C plus D. These are the reactants and these are the products, my dear friends. And now let us see, this is the stoichiometric coefficient, number of moles C and D. So they will stand for number of moles, my dear friends. If I write down the equilibrium constant for this Kc, my dear friends. So this is here the equilibrium constant I want to find out. That is nothing but Kc I have to find out, correct? So equilibrium constant for this reaction or any reaction which is at equilibrium will be equal to Rf divided by Rb. That is rate constant for forward reaction divided by rate constant for backward reaction, which is equal to, my dear friends, molar concentration of products divided by molar concentration of reactants. So obviously C into D raised power the stoichiometric coefficients means number of moles C and D divided by, my dear friends, the reactants A into B raised power A and B. This A, B, C and D, these are stoichiometric coefficients, they represent number of moles. For this particular question, rate constants for forward and backward reactions are given to me, this one and this one. That means out of this formula I will use only this part. I need only this part of the formula, correct? So let us take on this part of the formula here, which is Kc is equal to Rf divided by Rb. And you are knowing that this Rf is nothing but it's a rate constant of forward reaction. So this is our rate constant for forward reaction. And this guy is the rate constant for backward reaction. Rate constant for backward reaction. You try to understand one problem, others you can do in a jiffy, in a flash of time, okay? Have a look here. Now we know the rate constant for forward reaction is given to me, okay? So what is that? 8.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 divided by rate constant for backward reaction is also given to me, that is 2.38 into 10 to the power minus 4, correct? So my dear friends, when we simplify it, if you take this 10 to the power minus 4 up, it will become 10 to the power 4, and 10 to the power minus 4 and 10 to the power 4 will become 10 to the power minus 1, correct? And if you divide 8.5 by 2.38, my dear friends, so what is the value you are supposed to get here? You will be getting here, my dear friends, 3.57, okay, into 10 to the power minus 1. Just have a look. So 8.5 divided by 2.38 will give you 3.57. 10 to the power minus 5 and take this up, it will become 10 to the power 4. 10 to the power minus 5 and 10 to the power 4 will become 10 to the power minus 1. So 3.57 into 10 to the power minus 1. So you can take it as a division term also, so it will become here 0.357, my dear friends, finally. Yes? So obviously 0.357. So look here, you have here 10 to the power minus 1. You can take it down as a division for 3.57 divided by 10. So that is 0.357. So look here, out of all these options, this is the option which gives me the result. So first one is the answer for our equilibrium constant. So equilibrium constant is 0.35, my dear friends. I hope you have understood. Please make note of this. Dear friends, let's do the question number 2. What is this all about? At equilibrium, remember the concentration terms, my dear friends, of N2, O2 and NO are given to us. Okay? In a sealed vessel at 800 Kelvin. This sealed vessel basically means it is your closed system. So it's a closed system. Equilibrium is established in closed system only. What will be the Kc for the reaction? My dear friends, in this question, what are given? Concentrations are given. So I will use the formula, concentration formula for Kc. In this question, rate constant for forward reaction or rate constant for backward reaction is not mentioned. So I can't use the formula Kc is equal to Rf divided by Rb. But concentrations of reactants and products are given here. So I can use concentration formula. Kc is equal to molar concentration of products divided by molar concentration of reactants, and I will get my answer. So let us find out this Kc. Have a look here. Kc for this reaction will be, these are my reactants and this is my product. So products divided by reactants. What is the product here? NO raised power 2 divided by reactants are N2 raised power 1 and O2 raised power 1. So this is the formula. Through this formula, I can easily find out Kc value. Let us put the values of these things. So what are the, this is actually the expression at equilibrium. Remember, this Kc value is only taken at equilibrium. This is called as equilibrium constant, my dear friends. So its value is only calculated at equilibrium. So this is our equilibrium constant. So in this question they have given us that reaction has reached to the equilibrium. So I can find out Kc value, equilibrium constant value. Let us put the concentration values. What is the concentration of N2, O2 and NO? Let us first of all take NO concentration here, NO. So let me write down it here. Can you focus it here? So Kc is equal to NO raised power 2 upon N2 raised power 1, then O2 raised power 1. So now let us put the values. NO, what is the concentration of NO? 2.8 into 10 raised power minus 3 m. Now you will be thinking that what is this m? M stands for molar concentration. Or you can take it as molarity also. Yes or no? So this m is like this. Have a look. Focus here, sir. You just focus here at this point. Correct? So m is basically your molar concentration. You can take it as molarity also. It can be represented by C also. It can be represented by N by V also. Number of moles per unit volume. So unit of this is also mole per liter. Moles and this is volume. So mole per liter is the unit. And you can also mention it in terms of square brackets also. And you can call this M as molarity also. Does not matter. Have a look here. So molar concentration of NO is given to me. 2.8 into 10 raised power minus 3. So here I will write down 2.8 into 10 raised power minus 3. And here power is 2. So take the power 2. Correct? Divided by N2. What is the concentration of N2 given to me? 3 into 10 raised power minus 3. So it is 3 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 3. And what is the power here? 1. So obviously then you have 4.2 into 10 to the power minus 3. The whole power is here 1. So now we will have to simplify this thing. So 2.8 is how many times? 2 times. So 2.8 into 2.8. That is equal to, my dear friends, 7.84. So 2.8 how many times? You have to write down 2 times square. 2.8 into 2.8, that's 7.84. Then what is here? 10 to the power minus 3, that is 3 into 2 will become what? 10 to the power minus 6. 3 into 2 will become 6, that is minus 6. Divided by, now you have here 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power minus 3. This will also become 10 to the power minus 6. Then 4.2 into 3, this is 3 here. So 3 into 2 is what? 6. And 3 into 4 is how much? 12. So it will become 12.6 into 10 to the power minus 6. When this 10 to the power minus 6 will go up, it will become plus 6, 10 to the power plus 6, 10 to the power plus 6 and 10 to the power minus 6 will cancel. So finally these two things will cancel, my dear friends. So 7.84 divided by 12.6, you will get which term as a, here my dear friends, if you calculate, you will get here 0.622, my dear friends. So obviously, if you look here now, folks here, if you look here, this is my answer, 0.622. So 0.622 is nothing but it's your equilibrium constant, my dear friends. I hope you have understood. Please make note of this. Dear friends, let's take on now question number 3. What is this all about? If the equilibrium constant of a reaction, this particular reaction, okay, is 0.25, correct? Then the equilibrium constant of the reaction, this one, would be, so you have to find out the equilibrium constant of this second reaction. But if you compare this and this, what you are going to find out? Have a look, my dear friends. Let's take on here the first reaction. 2 times Hi gives me H2 plus I2, correct? So what will be the equilibrium constant for this? Kc is equal to H2 I2 into Hi raised power 2. This is the equilibrium constant for the first reaction. Let's take on the second reaction, my dear friends. Second reaction is H2 plus I2 gives me 2 times Hi. So what is the equilibrium constant for this? Let's call it as Kc dash. Okay? It's equal to Hi raised power 2 upon H2 and I2. Now you tell me, my dear friends, look at these two reactions. They are exactly reverse of each other. Okay? These reactions are exactly reverse of each other. So very simple thing. I gave you a relationship last time, if you remember. But before writing a relationship between this reaction, it looks like a forward reaction, let us suppose. If this is a forward reaction, Hi gives me H2 and I2. Here H2 and I2 gives me Hi. So obviously they are the reverse of each other, or they are exactly, if this is forward reaction, this looks like backward reaction, then this is the equilibrium constant for forward reaction, this is the equilibrium constant for backward reaction. And what is the relationship between the equilibrium constant for forward and backward reaction? Provided the molar concentrations are equal, so that is Kc is equal to 1 upon Kc dash, my dear friends. And we know the value of this. How much is the value of this given to us, my dear friends? That is 0.25. This is 0.25. And how much is the value of this? We don't know. So that means we have to find out Kc dash. Kc value, this is the relationship, inversely related they are, my dear friends. What is Kc equal to? 0.25, so I have written 0.25 is equal to 1 upon Kc dash. Right? Now, my dear friends, let us take on this Kc dash is equal to, take this down, it will become 1 upon 0.25, that 1 divided by 0.25 is equal to 4. So answer, just try to focus it here now. So our answer is the 4, my dear friends. So equilibrium constant for this reaction will be Kc dash, and that is 4. These two reactions are exactly reverse of each other. And so the relationship is that equilibrium constant for this reaction, that is forward reaction, and this looks like a backward reaction of this. So they are inversely related. Kc is equal to 1 upon Kc dash. Kc value is 0.25, 1 upon Kc dash. Then Kc dash is equal to 4. So finally we got the answer as 4. But remember one thing. I also showed you that this relation can be also modified. How you can modify this relationship? When the concentrations are not equal in these two reactions. Let us suppose I will make it as half mole and 1 mole. Then this relationship will remain the same, but there will be little modification. I have already shown you that particular thing. Please make note of this. Dear friends, let's do the question number 4. In which of the following reaction the value of Kp will be equal to Kc, my dear friends? We have derived one equation in the previous class. What was that, my dear friends? That equation was Kp is equal to Kc RT to the power delta n, and that delta n is gaseous. Correct? So we have done it. This Kp is nothing but it's the equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressures. Kc is the equilibrium constant in terms of molar concentration. R is the ideal gas constant. T is the temperature in Kelvin. And this delta and gaseous means the change in number of moles. But which moles? Gaseous moles. In thermodynamics also I taught you that how to calculate delta N. But it's only calculated for gaseous moles. Yes or no, my dear friends? Delta N only gaseous for gaseous moles. So let us understand it. Before I solve this problem, I have to write down that in which reaction Kp will be equal to Kc. Means this Kp should be equal to Kc. Correct? Let's understand. Please remember these important points here. Okay? Please try to understand. When delta and gaseous, you know delta N, this delta N, you know that delta N gaseous is equal to number of moles of products, gaseous, minus number of moles of reactants, but there should be also gaseous. This is our delta N. Change in number of moles or change in number of gaseous moles, my dear friends. So let us see, when delta N is equal to 0, remember, first point. For competitive exams, this is important. When delta N is equal to 0, understand, then Kp will be equal to Kc. Because if this delta N is 0, then RT to the power 0 will be how much? 1. So obviously Kp will become equal to Kc. It's like that. So in the same way, when delta N gaseous, try to understand, is less than 0. Less than 0 means it will be negative, my dear friends. Then Kp is less than Kc. So when your delta N value, this one, is basically negative or less than 0, at that time Kp is less than Kc. Remember that point? Third point, when delta N gaseous is greater than 0, correct? That means it's positive. At that time, then Kp is greater than Kc. So with this small, information, you can easily do this particular problem now. Yes? Let's have a look, my dear friends. First of all, I need now only this value, delta N value. If I know the delta N value, I can easily tell in which reaction the Kp will be equal to Kc, where the delta N is 0. So let us calculate it for the reaction number 1. Delta N gaseous, number of moles products minus number of moles of reactants, gaseous. How many products are there? You can just check it out, my dear friends. Products are 2 moles. And reactants are how many moles? 1 and 1. How many? 2. So what is the value? 0. That means delta N is 0 for the first reaction. That means this first reaction is your answer. So for first reaction, Kp will be equal to Kc. That's it. Your question is done. But you should also calculate for others as well. Okay? Let us calculate it for, our answer is first option only. Let's calculate it for others. Look here. Delta N gaseous is equal to number of moles of products in gaseous state minus number of moles of reactants in gaseous state. Correct? What happens here? Can you zoom it right out here? So number of moles of products, these are my products, but products have to be in the gaseous state. Which state? Gaseous state. If you look at this product, this is solid, so I will not take this. This product, this reactant is also solid, so solids I will neglect. I have to take only number of moles of products in which state? Gaseous state. So obviously this is the only product which is in gaseous state. So how many products are in gaseous state? 1. Tell me about the another product. Another product is in solid state. For solids I am not supposed to take because delta N is only for gaseous moles, not for solid and not for liquid. So I am taking it as 1. So product is only 1 because this is solid. Correct? Minus number of reactants in gaseous state. Number of moles of reactants in gaseous state. This is our reactant, but that is in solid state. So no mole of reactants is in gaseous state. So 0. So what is the value here? 1. And 1 is basically here what? Have a look. 1 is where the delta N is basically greater than 0. That is positive. So 1 stands for positive. That means here delta N is greater than 0. So for second reaction, Kp, look here. For when delta N is greater than 0, look here. What is the delta N here? Delta N is 1. 1 is greater than 0. So obviously, then Kp is greater than Kc. So for the second reaction, Kp is greater than Kc. Because for this reaction, my dear friends, delta N gaseous is greater than 0. And how much is the value of delta N here? Delta N gaseous is equal to 1. So similarly, you can calculate it for third and fourth also, my dear friends. So I hope you will calculate for third and fourth now. It's very easy. And please remember, first one is our answer, that is Kp is equal to Kc. Dear friends, let's come to the question number 5. What is this all about? For the reaction which is given to me, PCl3 reacts with Cl2 and gives me PCl5, my dear friends. Okay? At this temperature in degrees Celsius, 250 degrees Celsius. The value of Kc is given to me, that is 26. Then the value of Kp, okay, equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressures, at the same temperature will be, that means I have to find out Kp, equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressures, correct? Kc value is given to me. And you know the relationship between Kp and Kc, we are aware about that relationship. So obviously, my dear friends, Kp is equal to Kc RT to the power delta N gaseous, my dear friends. This is our relationship. Okay, my dear friends. So let us simplify this particular thing, correct? Kp I have to find out. Kc is given to me. So this Kc value is given to me, that is 26. So Kc is here 26. This is given. And R value is also given to me. R value is how much, my dear friends? That is the ideal gas constant. This R is nothing but ideal gas constant. So ideal gas constant is 0.08205, okay, liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. Now you will be thinking that why we are taking it as liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. Especially you should focus on two things here, mole and liter. Why? Because our concentrations are basically mole per liter, number of moles per unit value. So concentration is mole per liter. That's why the unit, okay, of the ideal gas constant, which is R, is also taken in liters, my dear friends, liter and mole. You can also have R value like this. R is also equal to 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. You could have taken this value, yes, because here the units are different. R is a constant. Okay, you may be thinking that here I am having 8.314 and here I am having 0.082. Yes, actually these two expressions are same, only the units are different, that's it. Okay, so now what is my point? I am not using this expression, I am using this expression which is already given to me in liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. Because our concentrations are C or M, that is number of moles per unit volume, that is mole per liter. Correct or not? So that's why this is the thing. Okay. Now this is your ideal gas constant. This is our equilibrium constant, that is 26. Ideal gas constant is this much. Now look at the temperature. Okay, temperature is given to me as 250 degrees Celsius. My dear friends, I have to convert it into kelvins for my calculations. Because look here, for ideal gas constant, we have here per Kelvin. So I will convert this degree Celsius into Kelvin. That is 250 plus 273, my dear friends. And how much is this? This is 3. How much is this particular thing? 12 and then 4 and 5 is 523 Kelvin, my dear friends. So temperature is 523 Kelvin. So this is for temperature. Now I need now delta N. And you know the delta N, my dear friends? This is for temperature. Delta N gaseous is equal to number of moles of products which are in gaseous state minus number of moles of reactants which are in gaseous state. Tell me the number of moles of these are my products and these are my reactants. How many moles of products? 1 in gaseous state, so 1 is here. Minus how many moles of reactants in gaseous state? 2, 1 and 1, 2. So obviously what is the value of delta N? Minus 1. So delta N value also you got. Now I can easily find out Kp. So my dear friends, let me take it down. Kp is equal to, focus here my dear friend. Kp is equal to Kc RT to the power delta N gaseous. So Kp is equal to, we have here Kc value is 26 into R is 0.082. Let me write down only this much because this 0.5 is not required here. Into temperature in Kelvin is 523 and delta N value gaseous is -1. So -1 right out here. So I can write it as Kp is equal to 26. If you multiply these two expressions, you will be getting a value of 42.886. Multiply these two expressions, you will be getting 42.886 raised power -1. So Kp is equal to 26 divided by, let us take this expression down, it will become positive. The power will become positive. So I will take this entire expression down. So it will become 42.886 raised power 1. So -1 has become now +1 when I have taken to the division term, my dear friends. Then you divide 26 by 42.886. So what will be your expected answer? Your value will get almost 0.60. Like that you will get. Okay? So obviously the answer will be, my dear friends, can you focus it here? The answer will be the first option is the answer. So our Kp value is 0.60, my dear friends. I hope you have understood it, okay, very well, and you also know that delta N value is here minus. And remember, for this reaction, if I write down some additional point also, here we have delta N gaseous, which is -1. That means delta N is less than 0. When delta N is less than 0 for this reaction, Kp will be, come on, you can look at the Kp value, that is 0.60, and look at the Kc value, my dear friends. How much is Kc value? 26. Focus here, 26. And how much is the Kp value? 0.60. So who is greater? So I will write down here. If you remember, Kp is less than Kc. Have I already done it in the previous question? And you have also gotten the proof also here. Kc was 26 and Kp is 0.60. So obviously Kp is less than Kc. This is just an additional information, and we proved here when delta N is negative, that means delta N is less than 0. At that time Kp is less than Kc. So this was the information in previous question, and here we got the proof also here through this particular problem. Please make note of this. I hope, my dear friends, you have understood these problems which I have discussed with you. Okay, you need to understand the concept behind the problem. If your concepts are perfect, then only you can visualize the problem in a better way, and the solution is obviously, bound to come. It will definitely come and all. And with this, I would like to take the leave. This was all for today. Have a great time. Yo.